Hi, welcome everybody to Pause and Practice for Chapter 3. And to get started, we need to pull up two different things. We need Blackboard and we need SimNet. So I'm going to first go to Blackboard. I'll open up a second tab while that's loading and get SimNet going. Blackboard, I'm going to log in. Now we'll go to our class. And remember, we have Pause and Practice. And we'll be using the data files for Pause and Practice right here at the link. I'll hold on to that for a second so I know which ones we need. And skip back over to SimNet, log in there. Okay, now once I'm in SimNet, I can just go to the sim book that we're working on. So Word Chapter 3. And we can just open the sim book here, or we can scroll down to find the exact Pause and Practices that we need. And I'm going to go to 3-1, Insert, Modify Footnotes, and create a bibliography. So in Chapter 3 we have footnotes and bibliographies, which these are really nice for if you're writing an academic paper and you need to use MLA or APA citations. And then in subsequent videos, we'll do adding and modifying a table of contents, which is nice, in a cover page, and then inserting bookmarks and use custom headers and footers. Okay, so we're going to start first on this one, insert and modify. The citations and bibliography. Okay, so I'm going to put that over on another screen where I can read as I go along here. You can do a split screen. You can also print. I did have a student tell me if you do Control P on the particular page that you want to print, it will print that section only of the sim book. And so instead of going up to the print icon in your sim book on the computer, just Control P and it should print just that section. So I haven't tried it myself, but that's what they say. So if you have any feedback on that, let me know. So anyway, I'm back in the data files because according to Pause and Practice Word 3-1, they want us to open the Personal Training Program -03 document from the data files, and then save the document as your initials, PPW3-1. So I'll go ahead and find that document here. I'm going to open it, or sorry, those were the, that's the zip file. So it's loading right now. Now I'll open Word Chapter 3, Student Data Files, and then find the Personal Training Program. Double click on it so it can launch. Taking a little while for me to launch. Okay, so when we get here, I need to enable editing first, and then I also need to go to the view. Oh, no, it worked. Okay, I still am in read only, so I need to do a save as. File, save as. I'm just going to put it on my desktop. You can save it wherever you save files. And I'm changing the document to read LWPPW3-1. Save. It will say your document will be upgraded to the newest file format, and so that's okay. And now we have our document. And I'm just going to go through pretty quick here on the steps so that this video isn't too terribly long for you guys. So feel free to pause me if it goes too fast, rewind. That's the nice thing about a video, obviously. Okay, step 3, insert endnotes into the report. Position the insertion point after P2P, first page, first paragraph. So I know that that's right here on the first page, first paragraph. And click Insert Endnote, References tab, Footnotes group. So References tab, Footnotes group, I'm going to insert an endnote. And we'll type for our endnote personal training program, and that's step C. Now we want to insert another endnote by positioning our insertion point after the first instance of max VO2. So if you're looking for that, and I happen to know that it's right here, but if you were looking for it, you could go back to your Home tab, go to Find, and type in what we're looking for. And it found two of them, so I'll pick the first one. You can see it's just right here, so I'll place my insertion point there. Click the Insert References, Insert Endnote, and we'll type the highest rate of oxygen attainable for exercise. Okay, and then we need to place our next insertion point after RPM on the third page, training intensity and heart rate section. That's right there. So it's right after this RPM. Again, you could search for it if you didn't know where it was. We'll insert another endnote. So basically, these are just clarifying. So PTP stands for Personal Training Program. We're clarifying what max VO2 means, and we're also clarifying what RPM means. So revolutions per minute. So you can see that those are all endnotes. And by endnotes, you'll see that they are all three at the very end of the document. So that's how you know an endnote versus a footnote. Okay, so now step J, apply bold and italic formatting to the words maximal and exhaustive in the second endnote. So all we're doing here is we're just highlighting. I like to Control B, Control I, and that will change it, or you can go back up to the Home tab and change it manually. Okay, and now let's see, that's step J, and we can see that we've done it. There's case step 4, convert endnotes to footnotes and change the numbering. So now we've got them all as endnotes. We want to instead make them footnotes. So we'll click our footnotes launcher here on the References tab. Right now they're all endnotes, and we want to click this Convert button right here and pick Convert all endnotes to footnotes. So when we say OK, now we can close this dialog box because we've just converted them. Okay. And now they are footnotes. So you can see that we have, instead of having all of these notes at the very end of the document, they appear on the page to which they're relevant. So these two tie into things up in the text. I'm actually going to go ahead and turn my show hide off. I think you'll be able to see these endnotes a little bit better. Okay. Now we want to, in step E, click the Footnotes launcher again, back on the References tab. Okay. And we want to click the Footnotes radio button. So this radio button right here. So we're doing something with the footnotes. And then the number format down here, 1, 2, 3, we want to change it to ABC. So that's just going to change the way that we show the footnotes. And we'll say Apply. So we're applying that change, and then you want to make sure that the footnotes have changed. So now you can see BC right here, that's little tiny, and up here as well with A instead of 1, 2, 3. So just a way to change the numbering system is all that is. Okay, now step 5, change the style of footnotes. Right-click the footnote text at the bottom of the first page. So this is our footnote text. We're right-clicking it. Select Style from the context menu. Okay. And click the Modify button to modify style box. Modify. Okay. change the font size to 9 points and the line spacing to 1.5. Right here, line spacing. So we clicked on that button right there, and it told us that the line spacing went to 1.5 lines. Okay, so we've done that, and now we want to say OK and then apply. OK, and then apply. So we're applying that change. Okay. Now, step 6, select the report style for sources and citations. In our style here, we're in APA. The two primary resource or reference citations are APA and MLA. If you pull the little drop down, we have APA here. We have MLA down here. They want us to change it to MLA 7th edition. Okay, and now we're going to start inserting our citations. So again, if you've ever done an academic paper or you are going to, this is a really good thing to know. So step 7A, on the first page, position the insertion point after the word schedule. So we have schedule right here. Okay, so basically we are going to reference a book. Each cyclist has different goals and abilities. Perhaps we pulled this directly from a book, so we want to give attribution to the person who wrote the book. So in step B, click the Insert Citation right here. We're going to add a new source on step C. The Create Source dialog box open. Deselect Book as the type of source, so it's already book for us, which is nice. Click the Edit button over here to edit the author name. And the last name we want is Burke. And then Edward is first. And middle initial R. And we'll click OK. Now we have his name in our author section. And then we want to type the following in the Create Source dialog box. So the title of the book we're referencing is The Complete Book of Long Distance Cycling. The year is 2011. City is New York. Publisher, Rawdale Books. Tag name is Burke. So we're just going to highlight this and type in Burke. That way, when we're looking for the tags with this, it can help us organize the information and when we're managing our resources. So we'll now say OK. And in step 8, add a placeholder to the report. So on the first page, let's see. So first of all, you can see that Burke now is in there for us. We have that citation. And we can do different things with it if we need to. Okay. So step 8A, on the first page, position the insertion point after the word speed. Okay, so I'm not seeing it. Let's look for the word speed. Okay, there we go. There's our first speed. Okay, speed. And oh, it told me if I would have read farther along, last bulleted item, pace of ride section. And now we want to, in step B, click the Insert Citation button. Okay, so we can close out of this, go back to our references. We'll insert a citation, and then we want a new placeholder. Okay, so placeholder 1, we're going to change it to say Velo News. And that's no spaces between the words in the placeholder. Say OK. And so what that did is that just put a placeholder in there. What that's good for is if you're working on your document, but you don't want to take the time to type in all the information from the resource you found, but you want to make sure that you go back to it, you can put a placeholder in. So now we'll manage all of these resources. Step 9. Click the Manage Sources button. Select Velo News in the current list area. So that's just, this is your master list of all of them. This is the current list. And now we are going to edit, and we're going to type the following. First of all, we have a corporate author, document, type of source, document from website. We also have corporate author versus a person that wrote this. This was more authored by a group of people, maybe in a regular publication or something like that. Okay, so we'll just make it Velo News. And name of web page, training tips for recreational cyclists. Name of website, Velo News. Year 2012. Year accessed 2013. Month accessed September. Day accessed 14th. And we don't have URL showing there. We want to make sure we show all bibliography fields. And then we can scroll down to find where our URL and type that in. So that if somebody were going back, they would be able to find your website. The reason we put date accessed is because sometimes web pages change. So if they tried to click on the link and it didn't go anywhere, they would know why. Or perhaps they could find an archived version of it. Just for the right column. Okay, and so now we want to click OK to close the Edit Source dialog box. That's all we need to do there, so it's just added all of that in. And now our placeholder actually has the information in there to become a complete resource. Step E, now we're going to create a new source from here. So we're going to click New, and we're going to type the following. We want this to be a type of source as a book. Okay, and the author is Thomas Chappell. So remember, we have to edit here. Last, Chappell, Thomas. Okay, we'll add. Oops. Say OK. I did that wrong. You can just say OK instead of add. But it's fine either way. So he's in there. Okay, and title is Base Building for Cyclists. And the year, oh, for some reason my caps isn't working. There we go. Year 2009, San Francisco. Velo Press. Edition 3rd. Show all bibliography field. Sorry. Edition 3rd. Tag name Chappell. Okay. So we have that. Now we'll say OK to close that dialog box, and now we have our source in there, but you can see there's no checkbox, so it's not actually cited anywhere yet. We just found the book, we wanted to remember it. We don't have it actually in our document. So now we can close this out. We're actually going to do something with our Chappell Thomas resource. Okay, insert citations into the report. On the second page, position the insertion point after rest day and before the, okay, so second page, after rest day and before the period. First paragraph, number of rides per week. There we go. Okay, so now we want to click the Insert Citation button. Insert citation. Burke Edward R. So we want to insert the following citations. Okay. Oh wait, no, sorry. Step C, select the Chappell Thomas. That's the one we want in there. Okay, so we've got that one. And now, using the Insert Citation button, insert the following citations. Edward R. Burke after training week. Okay, so page 2, last bullet item on duration of rides. Okay, we want to insert the Burke citation, so we'll add that one. And then Chapel Thomas after maximum heart rate before the period, page 3, first paragraph. There we go, right here. We are inserting, oops, clicked on the wrong thing. Not caption citation. This one, there we go. And then Velo News after overtraining and before the period, page 3 at the end of the other heart rate factors section. Put that in there. We'll insert our citation for Velo News. Okay, so we have that one in there. All right, now we want to insert a bibliography and change the report style. So we want our bibliography or our references section will be at the end of the document. So to get to the very end of the document, you can go Control-End. End is usually by the number pad on your keyboard. And then we can Control-Enter to put in a page break. And that is step A. Step B, click the bibliography button. Easy for me to say. Right here. And select references from the drop-down. So that's just going to pre-format our references for us, and you can see how it did that. But now we want to center the references title. So if we just highlight it, go to our Home tab and center, it has centered our references for us, and we want to change center the title and apply 10 points after paragraph spacing. So if you remember how to do the paragraph launcher, after, we want it to be 10 points. Say enter or OK. Now we've got that fixed. Now we want to click the style drop down. Style drop down list back on our references. And we want to actually change this to APA instead. And that just changed everything slightly to be more in compliance with what APA requires rather than MLA. Feel free to do a little research at the CWI library online if you want to know the difference between APA or MLA, or if your instructors require that you do a paper this way. This is a very great tip that you can actually format all of this in Word, or use Purdue OWL is a good OWL. Is a good resource rather than buying an expensive APA citation program, which I know students have done. So I'm going to go ahead and save my document. I want to save and close, and I'll close this out. Now, in order to get credit for this, you need to upload it again in Pause and Practice Chapter 3. And what you can do is there will be multiple versions. You can either do multiple and attach all the files at the same time, and mine's not going to work because I'm in my instructor view. You can add it, and you can go down here to Save Draft in the bottom, and then you can come back to it if you'd like to add additional files. Or you can do where each of these files build on each other, and so if you want to, you can just turn in the very last completed file. Either ways, any of those ways is fine with me. Okay, so now I'm going to cancel, but you would either save draft or submit for yourself. And I will now do another video for 3-2. Thank you.